industry. So we do have some humor there. And the one I particularly liked was the one on the left about kind of take that pay under the table from the IRS. That's a good one. It's, a lot of people, when they're doing their business, they don't get things set up right, and that's one of the main things that gets them in trouble with the IRS. But a couple things I wanted to talk to you about today is our business. The three things we do in our business is we do income taxes, accounting, and payroll services. Okay, that's the things we do. We do those for small businesses, small to medium-sized businesses, and we do them for individuals. Of course, individuals don't. Some of them have us do accounting for them, but mostly that's businesses is the accounting and payroll services. But we do income taxes for businesses and individuals. I have people ask me that more frequently than I realize because they don't realize that we do taxes for individuals as well, but we do. And we got into this business because we like working with individuals and small businesses. We're not trying to be the accountants for Chesapeake Energy or Devon. We like small businesses because there's a lot of action going on in small businesses. Each client is unique and different. Some of them I would prefer they were more like others, but many of them are different. But the main thing that we look for in a small business is somebody who's really interested in their business, who really wants to get things set up to where they can be successful, and they're willing to, with the discipline, to do things on a regular basis to make their business successful. I do have some clients who bring me stuff once a year, and we do their accounting for them. But the problem with that is that if they bring me something once a year, it's too late for me to help them with anything else other than just preparing their tax return. Okay? I can't give them any advice. I can't help them manage their business. I can't give them any feedback during the year. With our small businesses, what we like to do is do them on monthly financial statements. And the thing I talk to people about with monthly financial statements is that that's your feedback mechanism that tells you how your business is doing. The illustration I use for that is like the dashboard on your car. You can get in your car and cover up the dashboard, and you can drive, and you can do well for a while. Okay? But eventually you're going to run out of gas, you're going to overheat, you're going to be going too fast, you don't have the resources you need to get to where you're going. So if you got the dashboard covered up, you can't understand that, and you will stop. And if you don't have good financial statements to know what's going on with your business will stop also. So those financial statements are what give you that feedback mechanism that says, here's what's going well with my business, and here's some areas I need to improve in. So that's what we try to help our clients with. Those financial statements are critical to their business and critical to being able to tap into us to help them understand about their business and get advice about their business. The other thing I like to help clients with is when they're getting down to the end of the year, we try to help them do some tax planning. They may have some things they want to do, and it may be better for them to do that in 2009 instead of 2010, because we're trying to offset some income tax in 2009. But in many cases, we get to the end of the year, they come in and they see what their tax liability is, and they say, gosh, what could I have done? Well, here's what you can do for 2010, but you could have done something in 2009. And it's difficult if you don't have constant communication with a client because things change. Last year, the write-off for Section 179 depreciation, we could write off everything in 1 year, was $250,000. This year, it's $134,000. Well, if you were able to spend that kind of money and you needed to offset some income for tax purposes, it would have been a lot better if you done it in 2009 instead of in 2010, because you'd have a much larger chunk. And I had some people that were able to take advantage of that higher limit in 2009. So those are the kinds of things that we try to do with our clients. We try to give you feedback about what's going on well with the way you're doing your accounting. One of the other big components we just got done with is, of course, W-2s and 1099s for everybody. We're finishing up people's December accounting and closing their year for them, and in the process doing their W-2s and 1099s and their payroll tax reports. And I can tell you that there are a large number of small businesses that get themselves in trouble by not paying their payroll taxes. And if you wait, what I encourage people to do is when you're making your payrolls either on a monthly or bi-weekly basis or whatever you're doing, is to go ahead and make a payroll tax deposit when that happens. You're not required to, but you get that money paid in. So instead of having a $4,000 bill at the end of the quarter, you've paid it in $500 increments or whatever throughout the year, and it doesn't hurt as bad. But if you have to come up with $4,000 in January, sometimes that's a problem. Well, if you don't make your deposit on time, guess what happens? Okay? There's an automatic 10% penalty. 10%. So if it's $4,000, boom, that's $400 as a failure to pay penalty. And then there's other penalties, and then there's interest on top of that. So it's going to cost you a chunk of money by not paying that payroll tax on time. Similar kind of thing happens with sales tax. If you happen to be in a business that charges sales tax, same kind of thing. You're taking in that money from sales tax, and if you don't set that money aside when it comes to the end of the month or the end of the quarter when you file your sales tax report, you got to come up with a chunk of money. And if you're short, let's say your business is having a tough month, what are you going to be inclined to do? You're going to be inclined to use that sales tax money to fund your business. That's a poor decision. Or to use that payroll tax money to fund your business. Those are both poor decisions. Both the state and the federal government look at those two types of funds as trust funds. You were trusted with somebody else's money. You were trusted with your employees' money on payroll tax withholding. You were trusted with the state's money on sales tax reports. They don't look kindly on the fact that you took trust fund money and used it for personal business. They don't, if you're going to try to negotiate your way out of a settlement with them on something like that, that's a tough sell. Okay? Income taxes, you can dicker with them on some income taxes sometimes, but trust funds, they don't go for that. Okay? You have to pay the tax. And then maybe you can talk about interest and penalties later, but you have to pay the tax. So those are ways to stay out of trouble with the IRS, is to do those things. I'd like to leverage on what Harold said for just a minute about business plans. I love to see a client that's got a business plan or wants to do a business plan. We can help them with a business plan. But if you don't know where your business is going, how are you going to get there? Is your year this year just going to be like last year and you hope it gets better? Or do you have some measurable targets that you're going to measure your performance against? If you don't have a business plan, you don't know. Okay? You don't know where your business is going. You don't know what you hope to achieve. You're just hoping that the business gods will bless you this year, and that somebody will show up and make your year better. That's a poor decision as well. Okay? Writing a business plan takes some time. It may not have to be the 50-page elaborate plan that you have to take to some SBA loan, but lay out for yourself what your monthly targets will be. Okay? What you intend to do each month to know whether you're achieving what you want to achieve or not. How much money do you want to make this year? Do you know that? Is the only description you have is, well, as much as I made last year or a little bit more? Well, how did you make your money last year? Where did that come from? Was there any one-time things in there, one-time events that made you make more money? Are you going to repeat that one-time event this year? Or is it going to be you're going to build business in general? Business plans are very important. Business plans and having some kind of accounting feedback are absolutely critical and vital to your business. That's like taking the heart out of your business if you don't have those things. Yeah, as business owners, I understand. I'm busy doing business. I don't have time for a lot of that stuff. Protected people in trades, they don't want to take time to put together a business plan or do accounting and those kinds of things. We can help you with the accounting side of it. We can give you that feedback mechanism if you'll just turn it over to us. We can only help you as much as you let us. If you don't send us your stuff, you don't send it on time, give us the opportunity to get you filed on time and do the things we're supposed to do, it makes it very difficult, and you're not getting the most benefit from what you're investing in. But for businesses, business plans, and accounting, I would encourage you also to look at marketing. I like to work with businesses to come up with creative ideas how to grow their business. That's why we're here at B&I, is to network with people. I try to give referrals out frequently from businesses. I had one for Wade last week, where a business owner came in and said, I need to get a loan to get some money off this credit card and establish some credit for my business. Okay? Well, that's a great referral. I know exactly who they should talk to. They should talk to Wade. Okay? Or if they didn't want to do credit card processing, they can talk to Doug. They come in to me and we get to talk about a whole range of things which make us a good referral source for you. and we try to do that, okay? But we want to be involved in as much as their business as they'll